again, everyone. Steve Vecchione with the play-by-play of Stoughton Black Knights football. Tonight, Stoughton is home for a Division II South Quarterfinal playoff home opener against the Milford Scarlet Hawks. Stoughton earned the 4 seed in the Division II South playoff rankings by virtue of its win last week against Milford. Here at Stoughton, 28-0. Stoughton's reward another game hosting Milford, the 5 seed in the Division II South. I'm joined again by Dan Snyder, and Dan, once again, Stoughton has a date with a good Milford team, minus, however, their star running back, Blake Hill, and you cannot underscore how important that is.
Yeah, Steve, happy to be back here. Happy to be here for a Stoughton playoff game yet again. And you're right, the absence of Blake Hill, we saw that last week in the first part of this saga between Milford, and you saw how different of a team Milford is without their star running back, held to under 80 yards of offense for the game, and then in turn, without their star linebacker, Stoughton was able to run all over Milford and look for Stoughton to attack with the same strategy tonight. A little colder than last week's game as well.
It is in the mid-40s, but that is not really the story. The wind is howling somewhere in the 15 to 20 mile per hour range, so not only is it a little chilly, it's windy, and Milford was unable to throw the ball last week at all against Stoughton, and they committed turnovers on their first 2 possessions. So Milford's strategy is probably going to be try to keep the ball away from the high-powered Stoughton offense.
Yeah, sure. Look for field position to play a huge factor in this game too. The kicking game definitely affected by the wind. And you're right, the best defense right now for Milford is to keep the ball out of the hands of Stoughton with their 3 running backs in the back, and Lee Swain Price, who broke off a long touchdown run to kick off the scoring last week, and then Sullivan as well. So, and then Evan Gibb, he can still throw the ball, don't forget that. So look for Milford to try to keep the ball out of their hands by holding possession as long as they can.
We'll talk about some of the Stoughton offensive numbers throughout the game, eye-popping numbers. A really terrific offensive team is Stoughton. But as we get ready for this game, it's our national anthem here at Stoughton. Our national anthem here at Stoughton High School, Milford versus Stoughton, the rematch. Last week here at Anthony L. Sarno Field, Stoughton beat Milford 28-0. It was their second shutout of the season for Stoughton, and a dominating performance. They limited Blake Hill, the star running back of Milford, to 30 yards in the first half. Milford turned the ball over on its first 2 possessions. Stoughton took advantage of those turnovers for scores, and Stoughton won handily. So now, fast forward to the Division II South playoff rankings. Stoughton finished 4th with a 5-2 record, and Milford finished in a tie for 5th with Whitman Hansen. They won a coin toss for the right to play Stoughton again, and they did it. They won the coin toss. So it is Milford at Stoughton, the rematch, and for Stoughton, kind of a scary game having to play a team they won 28-0 last week. It'll be kind of scary to have to do it again against a good Milford team. So here's Evan Gibb with the kickoff as the ball comes off the tee with the wind. Ryan O'Toole is back for Milford, along with Chappelle Feaster. Playoff time at Stoughton. Evan Gibb with the kickoff. We are underway. This is O'Toole fielding it around the 15, cuts to the middle. O'Toole stays on his feet, flag down, and he is brought down around the 25. It'll be first down and 10 for Milford. They have the ball first, but let's see if there is a penalty against Milford on the kick.
Yeah, Steve, looked like a block in the back penalty against Milford here, so they should be driven back 10 yards.
So Milford will look to have some long sustained drives and try to keep the Stoughton offense off the field. No Blake Hill, the star running back for Milford. He has been playing all season, he told me before the game, with 2 broken wrists. Suffered the 2 broken wrists within a week of each other. And he hurt himself last week against Stoughton. He is not in the game. So at the 12-yard line, Milford starts first and 10. This is Matt Curran, the lefty quarterback. Flag, and it looks like a false start, which will push them back even further.
Yeah, we talked about in the opener how Milford's going to want to hang on to the ball. They're not going to be able to generate much offense, though, if they keep being driven back on the field. And then you did mention the absence of Blake Hill for this game, so look for a healthy dose of Ryan O'Toole in this ball game, as Milford, not known for much of their passing game, will probably look to run more and keep the ball out of the hands of Stoughton.
Hill has had several monster performances this season for Milford, so he is really difficult to replace. Now, number 28, Ryan O'Toole, had 110 yards 2 weeks ago against Sharon, and he gets the ball here and gets it up to about the 12. Second down coming up. Ryan Sullivan in on the stop. Number 20. Sullivan had a big interception against Foxborough 2 weeks ago on Foxborough's first possession. It's second and 10. And Milford keeps it on the ground. They don't have a great passing attack. So now Matt Curran, the lefty quarterback, will be faced with a 3rd and long with the wind howling here at Stoughton in the first quarter.
Yeah, not having a strong passing attack is only going to allow Stoughton to be a lot more aggressive, being able to load the box 7, 8, even 9 guys at the box at a time to be able to counteract this running attack.
2 receivers out to the left on 3rd down. They keep it on the ground, and it will force a punt for Milford as they come up short.
Yeah, look for a lot of misdirection, look for a lot of counterplay, a lot of misdirection without their big weapon back there, number 42. So they'll have to try to keep Stoughton's defense off balance, but they've been clicking on all cylinders these last few weeks, especially with the shutout last week.
Sean Lehane, the punter for Milford, standing in his end zone. Ryan Sullivan back for Stoughton. The ball will bounce. Stoughton will let it bounce if they're going to get it in good field position here. Stoughton's potent offense immediately getting great field position in this playoff game in the first quarter here at Stoughton.
Yeah, not a lot on that punt and kicking into a stiff headwind, so very, very tough to get the ball downfield, and Stoughton's going to start off in great field position.
Stoughton has the ball on the Milford 38 as Evan Gibb comes to the huddle. This is his 5th game as the starter, the sophomore. Has thrown the ball well, has run the ball well, has led the Stoughton offense. Stoughton has scored more than 40 points a game in their victories. 1st and 10. In motion, Swain Price. He goes the left side. And immediately he has a big gain for eyes on Swain Price, a first down.
Very, very dangerous as Swain Price breaks it to the outside. He's got such elusive speed, and once he gets to the outside, he can take it all the way on any given occasion.
Eyes on Swain Price making a case for Hockomock Player of the Year. 10 rushing touchdowns this season, 4 touchdown receptions, 14 touchdowns for Eyes on Swain Price. And it's fun calling his name every week. He is a terrific offensive talent.
Yeah, he's a huge part of this offense. And then if you try to take him down with 2 or 3 guys, they have other weapons, so it's very difficult to tell who's going to get the ball. 1st
and 10 for Stoughton on the Milford 24. They snap it to Gibb. He's going to throw along the near side. It's caught by Swain Price. He bobbles it, holds on to it, And a nice gain, stays in bounds. I don't know how he held on to that ball.
No, great concentration there, especially with defenders looming, looking to make the big hit, but able to keep his composure there and keep the clock running and keep the yardage going.
Stoughton with a run-pass component, they've been very unpredictable, which is part of the reason why they've been so good recently. 2nd and 5 at the 19. They go up the middle, and they push the pile close to a first down.
Yeah, strong running by Lee there, and you're absolutely right, Steve. When you expect them to come at you with a running attack, Evan Gibb can still throw the ball. He's proven that since he came in against North Attleboro a few weeks ago. Very, very confident in being able to throw the ball, and they have the weapons to.
So the ball is squarely on the 10-yard line. 1st and 10 at the 10. 7:45 to go first quarter. Give hands to Lee. Short gain. 2nd down coming up.
I got it.
So with all the counters and misdirections, they played pretty close to the vest on the first down play. And it'll be 2nd and goal. We'll call it the 9-yard line.
Yeah, good initial push there for Milford offense, or for defensive line, excuse me. And David, you don't get the same names like this often. Abadanosi making the initial stop. A lot of fun names in this game tonight.
2nd down at the 9. 2nd and goal from there. Long count. The give to Sullivan. And he's inside the 5. It'll set up 3rd and goal. So Milford keeping it on, or excuse me, Stoughton keeping it on the ground on the first 2 plays from the 10-yard line.
And Sullivan gaining some tough yardage there and not looking like Stoughton's in any hurry to punch the ball in here. They know they're being able to stop Milford on defense without their big weapons, so just keep the ball in their hands and prevent Milford from gaining any offense.
3rd and goal from the 3. Sullivan to the left, Lee behind Gibbs, Swain Price to the right. This is Sullivan. And he is in for the touchdown. Ryan Sullivan, his 7th rushing touchdown of the season. And Stoughton leads 6-0.
Yeah, stopped initially quickly in the backfield, able to push through, and we see this time and time again, that tough running game, just getting the tough yardage and pushing that one in for the score.
That is Ryan Sullivan's 10th touchdown of the season, 7 rushing touchdowns, 2 touchdown receptions, a punt return. He also making a case for Hockomock Player of the Year, a terrific all-around player. And now Josh Kochi with the extra point. Oh, they're going to run it, and Sullivan's going to the corner. He will make it for 2. It's 8-0 Stoughton.
Well, we talked about misdirection, and then we saw last week in the tough kicking conditions, 4 for 4 for Kochi. So you look, okay, just another extra point, no big deal. Sullivan taking the jet sweep around the left side and going in for the 2.
Now Kochi was 4 for 4 last week in the rain and wind. It looked like it was a design play there. I'm not sure if he mishandled the snap, but I think that was the intention all along.
No, you saw the snap looked clean. We saw a clean ball from the center there, and you're right. Sullivan picking that ball up right away, and a good acting job by Kochi as well.
So Stoughton gets the ball in great field position, and they march to the end zone, capped off by a Ryan Sullivan touchdown, and then a Ryan Sullivan 2-point conversion. And immediately, Stoughton establishing control against Milford, leading 8-0. Evan Gibb will kick off. So Stoughton led 14-0 in the first half last week. They took advantage of 2 early Milford turnovers to score 2 touchdowns to establish that lead. Tonight, they get the ball in great field position and methodically march up the field for the first score. And now the kickoff. O'Toole fields it. Nick Hardy has him wrapped up. and he gets to about the 20.
Yeah, good job by Hardy there to make the second stop. That was Ruben Gonzalez, number 5 in black for Stoughton, making the initial stop, and a good job after mishandling the ball originally and keeping them back in their own zone.
Milford is coached by Joe Todd. In his 4th season in Milford, he is 1-4 against Stoughton. Joe Todd played in the NFL briefly for the Jets, a Hofstra All-American. Greg Burke, of course, the coach for Stoughton. 1st and 10 for Milford. And again, they keep it on the ground and don't get much.
Yeah, you wonder if that plays into the head of opposing coach Joe Todd as well, seeing that draw for Stoughton, knowing the lack of success he's had against them. And you wonder if that plays into the strategy at all. He maybe being a little more aggressive as he really wants to get that chip off of his shoulder.
Greg Burke has had good success in the playoffs with the revamped format from 4 years ago. They are 5-3 under Greg Burke in the playoffs, 3-0 in openers, looking to go 4-0 against Milford. 5:15 to go in the first quarter. It's 2nd and 9. Milford has it on its 20. This is Matt Curran, the quarterback. They sweep the right side with O'Toole. And O'Toole gets about 3. Not a huge gain. Swain Price tracked him down.
No, more left than right running here, a little more east and west than Milford would want. You got to start going north and south against the Stoughton defense.
3rd down upcoming for Milford. Stoughton leading 8-0 on a Ryan Sullivan touchdown on a 2-point conversion. Stoughton 5-2 overall, Milford 4-3 overall. And I believe there was a penalty on that play, so Milford pushed back even further.
Yeah, they're not doing themselves any favors here. Down early, down by 8, and you need to push the ball down the field very quickly, as you know how potent this Stoughton offense can be.
This already kind of looks like a replay of last week. 2nd and 19 for Milford on its 10. They're going to have to open things up a little bit if they're going to advance the ball. Curran rolls to his near side and throws an incompletion. Not sure who that was intended for. You had Tyler Joyce, number 30, and Asong Eminmense both there, but 3rd and 19 coming up from the Milford 10.
Two white jerseys that could have received that pass, but it was number 50 in black, Andrew Iverson, the captain of the Stoughton defense, making the better play on that one, almost coming away with the interception.
So unless Milford is able to convert a 3rd and 19, Stoughton most assuredly would get pretty good field position given the wind conditions and the field position. But it's 3rd and 19. They sent 2 receivers out to the right. And they go up the middle for a decent gain, but it's going to be 4th down upcoming. That was Eminmense with the carry there, but Sean Lehane will be punting again for Milford. Ryan Sullivan will be back again for Stoughton with 4:30 to go in the first quarter.
No, not a lot of plays you can call on a 3rd and long when you're passing into the wind. You want to try to go long there, but another good play by Stoughton's defense there, and good to hang on to the ball by Milford.
And the punt is blocked, and Stoughton recovers, I believe, for the touchdown. And I'm not sure who fell on the ball. But Stoughton already now off to a 14-0 lead with 4:12 to go in the first quarter. There were several players in there, Dan. I'm not sure who came up with it.
I think I saw a big 1-4 coming up with the ball, and it's another case for Hockomock Player of the Year candidate, eyes on Swain Price.
Wow, a new way for him to score.
He's finding different ways to score every chance he can get.
His 15th touchdown of the season. We'll try to make that official at some point because I honestly could not tell who recovered the ball, but nonetheless, Stoughton with a 14-0 lead, 4:12 to go in the quarter. Josh Kochi for the extra point, Sullivan holding, and the kick is short.
Yeah, I think somebody got a piece of that ball.
So, with 4:12 to go in the first quarter, Stoughton leading 14-0. With a little bit of everything already, most of it because of good field position. The blocked punt, the recovery, Eyes on Swain Price with another way to score. Ryan Sullivan already has a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. And although they missed the extra point, Stoughton immediately in a great position here.
Yeah, just a rinse and repeat drive there. And again, eyes on, just finding new ways to put the ball in the end zone. It's his 15th overall touchdown of the season. And Stoughton just off to a great start in this initial playoff game, in this opening playoff game.
Stoughton led 14-0 at halftime last week. We have a lot of game to be played before we hit the half here. I think for Milford, unless they show they can establish some sort of passing attack, which is going to be very hard in this win, it is not looking good for the Scarlet Hawks. That kick goes out of bounds, so Milford will get the ball in much better field position after the low kick that goes out of bounds. We'll see if Milford accepts the field position or will force Stoughton to kick again.
I think the way this game's been going, Steve, I would recommend taking the penalty. You need any yardage you can get right now if you're Milford's offense.
So Milford starting in much better field position than their first two possessions. So Stoughton has outscored Milford in the last 4.5 quarters, 42-0. And here in this playoff game, Stoughton has to be pretty confident in its chances tonight. Let's see if Milford can establish anything offensively. 1st and 10 on the Milford 38.
Yeah, and this will allow Stoughton to be a little more aggressive on defense too, being able to open up the playbook.
Matt Curran, the junior, takes the snap. They gives to O'Toole, and he goes to the near sideline. Again, a short game.
Let's go, D!
2nd down and long upcoming for Milford. Last year in the playoffs, Stoughton won its first playoff game in a comeback victory against Walpole. Lost to Milton in the semifinals in a game they led in the 3rd quarter, but ultimately fell in the semis. 2nd and 8. They run a reverse. This is Capoletti, and he's going to lose. Lito Azul and Ryan Pierre were there. Stoughton was not fooled on that.
No, just a gang of Black Knight defenders there, not fooled by the reverse at all. And Big 77 saw that coming from the corner of his eye and able to make a good initial attack on the ball carrier.
So Milford trying to open up the playbook a little bit. Again, they are missing their star running back, Blake Hill, so they are at a huge disadvantage without the guy who has had monster rushing performances in many of their, in all their 4 victories. He had monster rushing performances in each of those games. But now, again, 3rd and very long. Milford has it on its 33. And we have a timeout on the field.
Yeah, timeout for Milford.
So the Division II rankings have Duxbury at 7-0, the number 1 seed, Dartmouth at 7-0, the number 2 seed, North Attleboro 6-1, the 3 seed. Then you have Stoughton and Milford 4 and 5. Whitman Hanson finished tied with Milford for the 5 seed, but they lost the coin flip. Then you have Walpole and Pembroke. Play is resuming, but another timeout is called on the 3rd and 15 situation for Milford.
Hey, remember 5 timeouts per half, so Milford not letting those go to waste, making sure they're all on the same page there.
Again, Milford's passing game has not been sharp at all. They struggled last week trying to throw the ball. They are struggling again this week trying to throw the ball. 3rd and 15 on the 33. They try to run again, and again, Stoughton's defense and Andrew Iverson are all over it. 4th down upcoming.
Really easy for Greg Burke here to anticipate running when you know that Milford's not gonna hurt you with the passing game. They're not gonna try to chuck the ball downfield. I'm surprised Milford's not trying to do a little more screen pass play here, maybe a little bit of quick passing up the middle, but sticking to the running game, and Stoughton's not having any of it.
Sean Lehane gets off a good punt here, fielded by Sullivan at the 38. Sullivan jukes to his right, gets about 5 or 6 to the 44-yard line. First down for Stoughton.
Sullivan doing a good job there, just making sure you keep your hands on the ball when you're up early. No reason to give Milford any momentum here. Good job finding a small lane and keeping possession.
So if nothing else, Milford had better field position from which to punt on that particular possession, but it's been a nightmare for Milford so far. They had to punt the ball from deep in its own territory on the first possession, and Stoughton got it in great field position to start their first opening drive, which led to a touchdown. And then on its second possession, they had the punt blocked, and Izon Swain Price recovered for the touchdown. So now Stoughton has it a third time. A penalty pushes them back to the 32.
Yep, quick little block in the back penalty there. So the good return by Sullivan negated by the block in the back. So Stoughton will be back on their own 32.
Leading 14-0. Stoughton has the ball, 1st and 10 at the 33. In motion, Swain Price. They throw it out to the left. And I believe that's Ruben Gonzalez with the catch. And a gain of about 7.
Yep, Ruben Gonzalez on the outside, and they had 33 with Alex Joquist back in the backfield, and sending Swain Price in motion off left, kind of throwing Milford off guard again, able to get the quick pass to the outside.
So in addition to the three-headed monster of Sullivan, Swain Price, and Lee, really good contributions in recent games from 33 Alex Joquist, and now Gonzalez with the catch. So Greg Burke just continuing to use his team. 2nd and 2, the play fake, Gibb. There may have been a face mask, now he throws the ball way out of bounds. And I don't see a flag there. It looked like his head was jerked back on that.
Yeah, I don't know how Milford was able to take him. And there's the penalty flag now that we were waiting for. So they're calling him on the grounding.
Intentional grounding.
Yeah, I mean, inside the pocket, I guess. I don't know if rules are different for high school football. But, I mean, if anything, it looked like Evan got that ball past the line of scrimmage and safely out of bounds.
Well, that's a loss of down on that, in addition to the yardage marked off for intentional grounding. There was a play fake involved. They were looking upfield, but it was close to a face mask penalty, not called. And then Gibb threw the ball to the sideline. There was nobody near the ball at that point. So it's 3rd and 9, loss it down on that. 1:40 to go in the first quarter. In motion, Sullivan. Gibbs straight back. Throws along the sideline, it's picked off. And that is Feaster. Feaster has it at the 45 of Stoughton. Stays on his feet and brings it down to the 37 of Stoughton. So just what Milford needed, a Stoughton turnover and an Evan Gibb interception on 3rd and long.
Yeah, not sure of the play call there. I will question it a little bit. No sense in putting the ball in the air there. You've established the game on the ground. Yeah, you got a little unfortunate with the intentional grounding, but Evan just throwing a questionable pass there, and Milford able to take advantage with their best field position of the night so far.
Chappelle Feaster with the interception. He's a 5'7" sophomore. So a key play for Milford. They needed some sort of momentum change, and Gibbs' errant pass leads to a first down for Milford at the Stoughton 37. 1:25 to go in the quarter. In motion is Joyce. Curran will keep it, and Jason Joseph stops him after a short gain.
Yeah, we saw Jason Joseph against Foxborough getting a few sacks there, so multiple weapons similar to the offense of Stoughton, multiple weapons on defense who can get the job done too, and Joseph proving himself right there.
So Stoughton had the game pretty much under control for a while, but that interception now gives Milford a momentum opportunity. Second down and 8 on the 35 of Stoughton. To the near side comes Jack Capoletti, number 11. Second down and 8 at the 35. In motion, Amin Mense. Kern fumbles the ball. It's picked up by Joseph, and he's going to go all the way for a defensive touchdown for Stoughton.
Right on cue, we talked about Joseph making plays on defense, and then we saw last week after a Stoughton turnover, Milford taking one play to give the ball right back. Today, 2 plays to give the ball right back, and Joseph runs it in for the fumble recovery for the score.
65 yards, Stoughton getting momentum right back. Now leading 20-0 pending the extra point.
Yeah, that'll give momentum back on your side pretty quickly in this ball game.
A missed opportunity for Milford. Stoughton taking advantage. A defensive touchdown. And it is 20-0 with 35 seconds to go in the first quarter.
So Stoughton finding a lot of new ways to score here. We had Swain Price with the punt block and the recovery in the end zone. We have Joseph with the fumble recovery off the mishandled snap. A lot of ways they can score.
And they're about to have a major lead after the first quarter. The extra point is good for Josh Kochi. And with 35 seconds to go in the first quarter, Stoughton 21, Milford nothing on a cold and windy night here at Stoughton, but it's a warm feeling for the Stoughton fans.
Yeah, the crowd was a little deflated after that Evan Gibb turnover, but we saw them trying to pick up their quarterback and their defense doing just that on the field. They're even more fired up than this crowd is right now with that defensive score.
And for Milford and quarterback Matt Kern, a disappointing series. They had the ball on the Stoughton 37-yard line. Then they ran a play, gained a short gain. They had a 2nd and long, and Matt Kern could not handle the football, which was the problem they had last week against Stoughton. They really had a lot of problems with the snap and getting the play off, and a devastating turnover for the Scarlet Hawks.
Yeah, their first possession out on the other side of their own field, and their first possession in Stoughton's zone, and turnovers are going to hurt you in this game, and this is the playoffs, Steve. You can't afford to give the ball over, especially to a Stoughton offense that can prove time and time again how quickly they can put points on the board.
So 3 players have scored for Stoughton tonight: Ryan Sullivan, Izon Swain Price, and Jason Joseph. So 21-0 Stoughton, 35 seconds to go in the first quarter in this playoff game. Low kick fielded by Capoletti. He's going to pick it up and go up the middle. Capoletti comes to the near side. Good run. And he is tackled out of bounds close to the 35. 1st and 10 coming up from Milford.
Yeah, just more of what Milford needs. They need to keep pushing their momentum, and any positive gain they can get, they just got to pick it up and run with it.
So Milford, without its star running back Blake Hill, again has struggled offensively. Now, to be fair to the Stoughton defense, they contained Blake Hill last week. He only had 30 yards in the first half before he had to leave with the injury. So they have just dominated Milford's offense. It's 1st and 10 on the 34, we'll call it. Kern takes the snap. The give to O'Toole, he bounces, and Iverson is right there to stop him.
Yeah, this Stoughton defense, they know what's coming every single play. They're going to get a healthy dose of Ryan O'Toole. They know Coran's not going to throw the ball all that well, and when he does, they'll be able to attack that too. So they know exactly what's going to be coming, and Greg Burke is just inside of Joe Todd's head right now.
Ryan O'Toole, a very capable replacement. He had 110 yards a couple of weeks ago against Sharon, but he's not Blake Hill. And Blake Hill, who will be going to Yale, is also a tough defensive player. So Milford at a serious disadvantage before this game even began. And now, after the first quarter, it's Stoughton 21, Milford nothing. Now the winner of this game will play the winner of the 1-8 game, which is Duxbury versus Pembroke. And Duxbury is the #1 team in the state, according to the Boston Herald EMAS poll. That game would be at Duxbury, assuming Duxbury beats Pembroke, which is probably a safe guess. So don't want to get too ahead of ourselves. There's still plenty of game left here, but Duxbury would be probably Stoughton's next opponent should they win tonight.
Yeah, Duxbury, a very strong team, of course, being #1 in the polls in the state of Massachusetts. But you know, that's why they still play the games. Pembroke can put up a fight. It's a 1-8 matchup, but they're in the playoffs for a reason. So not to get too far ahead of ourselves, but look for Stoughton to take advantage of whoever they play next week, and they can surprise anybody.
Stoughton in that same poll, by the way, is 24th in the state. So Stoughton making a case for good rankings with their dynamic offense. It's 2nd down and 9 as we start the second quarter, and Milford, a very short gain by Ryan O'Toole.
Yeah, and we're going to be saying Andrew Iverson's name time and time again tonight, making another tackle there, limiting Milford to almost no gain. Making
Stoughton's really fine performance even more impressive is the fact they are missing a couple key guys. David Salucci is out at defensive end. He was scintillating at the defensive end position after switching from quarterback. And Jack Connolly, wide receiver and linebacker, he's been injured as well. So 2 key players for Stoughton out, yet they keep bringing guys in, and it's been really a lot of fun to watch them recently. 3rd and 8. Curran rolls, has the ball knocked away on the pass by Swain Price, but they're going to call interference on the play.
I think Swain Price made a good play on that ball. Not to be too biased toward the Stoughton defenders here, but timing on that play was pretty cool. Was pretty quick. Yes, it was a very close play, but I think he made a clean play there.
So Milford, the beneficiary of an interference call. And that'll set up a 1st and 10 for Milford. So they didn't connect on a pass play, but they get a call, and that helps. 1st and 10 for Milford on its 40, I should say. They run the I formation. Mensah and O'Toole behind Curran on 1st and 10. Curran play fake. Throws out to the far side. It's caught by Mensah for a gain of about 3. The tackle by Justin Lee. 2nd down and 7 upcoming.
So Milford starting to open up the playbook a little bit, going to some more quick passing. Yeah, they got one with the penalty, but with the quick pass there and then a good play there by Justin Lee to limit to just a couple yards there, and that's what you want to do with those quick passes. You want to make sure you get to the ball carrier quick, and you don't want to let that blocking develop downfield.
2nd and 7 on the 43 of Milford.
Let's go, defense! Let's go, Nate!
The hand to O'Toole. He'll cut up the middle and get about 4 to the 47. 3rd down upcoming.
All right, D, let's get tight now!
3rd, and we'll call it 3 on the 47. Milford needs to get to midfield. Milford scored 146 points overall this season, but they have struggled against Stoughton. They did not score last week. They have not scored to this point tonight. We have 8:45 to go in the second quarter. It's 3rd and 3 for the Scarlet Hawks. Curran takes it, fakes, now rolls to his left. He's chased by Pierre, throws it over the middle, it's caught by Capoletti, and that's a 1st down for Milford. But there is a flag, and
Yeah! Okay!
we'll see what they call on this. I see a hold indicated on Milford. So they complete a pass, but it's coming back.
Yeah, judging by the crowd's reaction here too, you could tell that it was against Milford. And when we talked about Curran not being able to throw the ball very well, maintained some pretty good composure there on the run, being taken down, able to complete the pass, but again negated by the penalty.
Ryan Pierre put some good pressure on Curran there. And now it's another 3rd and long for Milford. I think for the last 2 weeks I've been calling 3rd and long for Milford quite a bit.
A lot of 3rd and longs and a lot of plays in their own territory, not being able to push to Stoughton's territory.
21 points for Stoughton in the first quarter.
Get the ball, D.
A dominating performance to this point. Less than 8 to go, second quarter, 3rd and 13 for Milford. Here's O'Toole coming to the near side. This will not be a first down, and he is flung out of bounds by Nick Hardy. So Milford will be forced to punt for the 4th time in the game tonight. The first time they punted, they gave Stoughton great field position, leading to the first score. The second time they punted, the punt was blocked, and eyes on Swain Price scored for a touchdown. So now this is the 4th punt for Sean Lehane, who is a good kicker and punter, but these conditions are tough for anybody. Ryan Sullivan is back. Lehane gets it off, and Sullivan fields it. He has a lot of room to run here. Goes along the near sideline, or far sideline, and is brought down. So Milford does a relatively good job of containing Sullivan there, who has been very difficult to bring down on punts this year. It'll be 1st and 10 for Stoughton
Let's go, boy.
on its 37.
Yeah, and a good job there by 29 in white. Nick Arcolano, who initially made the first hit, over pursued, and then was able to come back as Sullivan tried to cut back across the field and making a good job on the second hit.
So now Stoughton starts with 2 receivers out to the left on 1st and 10 at the 38. Give hands. This is Lee. And Lee with a nice gain up to the 43-yard line of Milford. A gain of 19.
Yeah, Lee with a good job to break it to the outside there, shedding off the would-be tackler and making a good play there.
Justin Lee has 5 touchdowns this season. He has been terrific as one of the 3 main options on offense. And he'll be back next year.
Yeah, he's been a good complement to Swain Price and Sullivan, who are 2 of the more outside runners, and Lee able to pound it up the middle.
1st and 10 for Stoughton on the Milford 43. In motion, Sullivan. Gibb and Sullivan have trouble on the handoff, and they lose yardage.
Yeah, but Gibb doing a good job there, able to corral the ball and keep possession on their side.
2nd down and long coming up for Stoughton. Evan Gibb does have an interception in this game today. But for the most part, Stoughton has dominated this game.
Yeah, they've controlled the time of possession. They've controlled the field position, that's for sure. And look for them to slow things down a little bit here.
But you never know what they're going to come up with. Very diversified offense. 2nd and 13 on the 46. Sullivan cuts up the middle and gets a good gain to the 40.
Yep, a lot of different weapons they can attack you with, and then a name we've heard a lot this season, and Ryan Sullivan just adding to the list.
Gain of 6. So now it'll be 3rd and 7. And I've said this before, but you always have to be careful on 3rd and long for eyes on Swain Price. They like to utilize him out of the backfield in certain situations to throw him the ball, as they did in the Canton game. And when you don't hear from him for a while, that's when sometimes he's the most effective.
Yeah, you know something's brewing, and you know he's always hungry to get the ball, and he can beat you in a lot of different ways, up the middle, on the outside, running game, passing game, a lot of different ways he can do the job. So
now Evan Gibb gets the play. Clock running with less than 6 minutes to go here in the second quarter. 3rd and 7. Gibb hands to Swain Price, and he gets 5 to the 35. He stays in bounds, I should say, and gets the first down. He did not go out of bounds. So he did get the ball on a run, not a pass, stayed in bounds, and gets the first down.
Well, like we said, he can break it out to the outside, and then he gets good blocking upfield and able to find the hole to get the long game for the first down.
You know, him and Sullivan, just when you think these guys are down, they stay in bounds. Sullivan had a play last week where it was a sideline act where it looked like he was down and stayed in bounds. And then Swain Price just did the same. It's 1st and 10 on the Milford 21. They go up the middle for a short gain of 2 or 3, Justin Lee.
Quick dive there to Lee, able to get some hard running yards. And you're right, just as you mentioned before with Swain, Price, and Sullivan, just as you think they're going down, it takes more than one tackler to do the job, and they got some fancy footwork on the sidelines to get some tough yards.
So Stoughton has the ball inside the Milford 20. The ball is at the 16, we'll call it. 2nd and 5. Lee got 5 on that play. 2 receivers out to the right. In motion, Sullivan. He gets it on the jet sweep. Works his way inside the 15 down to about the 13. It'll be 3rd and short, I believe.
It tries to find a hole to break it upfield. Milford doing a good job containing the outside.
Stoughton methodically moving the ball upfield, leading by 21 points in complete control of the game. Milford had a chance to get back into it following a turnover, but a Jason Joseph defensive touchdown really made this game a blowout to this point.
Yeah, and a blowout quick, and that's if you're Stoughton right now, that's only a good thing, as you can slow the game down.
3rd and 2 at the 16. In motion, Swain Price. They give it a Lee up the middle, and it's a first down inside the 10.
Anytime you have less than 5 yards to go on a 3rd down, it's almost an assured touchdown because you have so many weapons on offense that the defense just can't. They don't know who the ball's going to go to, so you can mess with the playbook, you can get it to anybody, and you know that any one running back can get the job done.
The ball is marked at the 7, 1st and goal from the 7. Stoughton looking to go up 4 scores here in the 2nd quarter in this playoff game, Division II South. Sullivan has it, gets down close to the goal line. 2nd down upcoming and short for the touchdown.
Again, we see it, just keep the ball on the ground, no sense in throwing here. And just keep ball possession, keep the clock running, and there's nothing Milford can do to put points on the board while Stoughton's offense is on the field.
Ball is near the 1 yard line, maybe the 2. 2nd and goal. Approaching 3 minutes to go, 2nd quarter. Power package in there for Stoughton.
Let's go, Knights!
2nd and goal. This is Justin Lee for the score. 27-0 Stoughton.
Lee initially stopped on that play. Good job by Milford to stop him quick in the backfield, but 2nd push there by Lee, you're not going to bring him down with just one tackler. He does a good job to push it into the end zone, and this game is getting away from Milford, and it's getting away quick.
27-0. Justin Lee, his 6th touchdown run of the season. Josh Kochi for the extra point to make it 28-0. It's good. 2:50 to go, 2nd quarter. Stoughton 28, Milford 0.
Yep. Kochi picking up again where he left off last week. 2 for 3 on the extra points, excuse me, but this game has gotten out of hand pretty quickly, and look for Stoughton to coast into halftime.
So if you take the 28-0 win last week, add the 28-0 lead here in the 2nd quarter, in the last 5 quarters plus Stoughton Milford, 2 teams, you looked at it last week, they looked like they were pretty even teams, but Stoughton leads 56-0 in a combined victory.
Yeah, you saw 2 very evenly matched teams. Schedules very similar, wins were very similar. Style of offense was very similar, a heavy running game. Blake Hill, of course, doing the job that 3 running backs for Stoughton does, but Stoughton able to take advantage of the absence of Hill on both offense and defense, and we see it here, outscoring 56-0 in the last 5+ quarters.
I think what's been encouraging for Stoughton is not only the fact they have some tremendous players on offense, but they're utilizing a lot of different people in important roles, and they're a real team in that respect. Here's the kickoff. It's 28-0. Chris Rivera fields it for Milford, and he is flung to the ground on his own 34. Milford taking over, trailing 28-0 with 2:40 to go in the second quarter. Again, no Blake Hill, the star running back and linebacker. I don't want to forget his defensive contributions. The star running back and linebacker for Milford, not in the game. And really, Milford has struggled with all aspects of his offense, trailing 28-0. So Matt Curran and the Milford offense will see what they can do here on 1st and 10. They are not going to gain anything there. Justin Lee with a big tackle on Ryan O'Toole for a loss.
Yeah, Justin Lee, just another one of the two-way players for this Stoughton team, getting it done on both sides of the field.
Correction, that was Chappelle Feaster with the carry. He had the interception, which was the best thing that happened to Milford in this game.
Yeah, the one bright spot for Milford as of right now, finding themselves deep in their own territory again and looking like almost nothing they can do can penetrate through this Stoughton defense.
So without Blake Hill to establish a running game and a shaky passing game, Milford's offense has struggled against a Stoughton defense which gets better every week. 2nd down and 12. Bad snap. Curran in trouble.
Oh, they throw the flag!
Big loss. 3rd and long again for Milford.
Yeah, that play just doomed from the start. Curran not able to handle the snap and not able to look downfield.
So now Stoughton will call timeout.
Come on, guys!
28-0 Stoughton. 4 different players have scored tonight. Ryan Sullivan, Izon Swain-Price, Jason Joseph, and Justin Lee. 4 different players. So, Dan, we have a whole second half to look forward to on a freezing cold evening here in Stoughton.
Yeah, if we had visuals on us, you would see both of us doing the best we can to keep warm, multiple layers on. Wish we were as fired up as the Stoughton crowd is, if you can hear through our headsets right now, but they're in the game as much as we are, and Stoughton's defense is in it as much as anybody else is. They've shown that on the field.
I think they're impossible not to hear. 3rd and 20. Matt Curran and the Milford offense in trouble. They hand the ball off to O'Toole. Looking to find some opening somewhere, but nothing doing.
No, you're not going to get anywhere going east and west against the Stoughton team. They can attack quickly from the outside, able to contain very well, and even when it appears as an open hole, Stoughton plugs it right up, and they can't get anywhere on offense today.
So Stoughton's last time out, they conserved time, hoping to get the ball back, which they will, in pretty good field position.
You think Stoughton's remembering last year's game where they were up in the 3rd and then unable to come away with the victory? I don't think Greg Burke is taking any chances now. He wants about as many points as he can get.
Sean Lehane back for his 5th punt. 2:06 to go. Lehane gets it. Big kick. Sullivan fields it inside his 30, cuts upfield, and is brought down at the 35.
Now Sullivan doing a good job mishandling the ball initially, makes a good over-the-shoulder catch and the concentration to hang on to it, and turns around and gets some good deserved yardage.
You can see Sean Lehane's punt for Milford. He has a big leg. He does have a 36-yard field goal this year, but at this point, field goals are not going to help Milford, but they haven't even put themselves in a position to even kick a field goal. Their offense has just really struggled here 2 weeks in a row after they amassed some pretty good point totals against teams like Sharon and Foxborough and Canton and Franklin.
Yeah, they've hit a bit of a standstill without their big weapon in 42 and only, like we said, 70 yards last week and not able to get the ball on the other side of the 50 this week.
1st and 10, Stoughton has it on the 37, misdirection, short gain. 2nd down upcoming. That was Swain Price with the carry. 1:36 to go in the second quarter. Second down for Stoughton. And last week they committed a turnover just before the end of the half, hoping not to repeat the same thing. 2nd and 9 at the 38. Swain Price takes it along the near side. Again, a short gain. Conservative offense right now.
Very conservative. No sense in putting the ball in the air here. When you're running the ball as well, if you have been all day, just rinse and repeat, as they say for offense here.
Let's go, offense!
Again, the probable opponent for Stoughton next week would be Duxbury, a team that is 7-0, the Duxbury Dragons, with a tremendous offense, #1 in the state. And if they do advance to play Duxbury, it'll be interesting from the Duxbury perspective. What do you make of Stoughton when you have such good offensive players and a defense that has been stifling in recent weeks? Duxbury is a formidable opponent, but you have to be wary of a team like Stoughton, given the fact they have some serious playmakers on the offense.
Yeah, and the best offense in their eyes for this game would be a good defense, and we've seen Stoughton's defense playing the best they have all season. And you know, with a high-powered offense with Duxbury, you're going to need every single player to step up and everybody to do their own individual job.
Play will resume. Stoughton 3rd and 4 on its 43. Ryan Sullivan comes wide. Watch out for him deep here. They do run. And Gibb takes it near a first down, and he gets the first down. Flag is down.
Yeah, I think they're going to grab. I thought they were going to grab Evan Gibb for the hands to the face, but it looks like a holding call instead.
They gave the impression they might go deep there with Sullivan coming wide. I haven't seen that often this season.
Yeah, not a formation we're used to seeing here with Sullivan out wide, and we had Swain Price out wide as well. And we know Evan's got the arm to put the ball deep, but a designed QB run there to confuse Milford a bit.
You can't underestimate how well Evan Gibb has played as a sophomore at the quarterback position. He came in to the North Attleboro game, led a comeback. This is his 5th game as the starter. Stoughton has not lost with him as starting quarterback. A running component, a passing component. He has stood out as the Stoughton starting quarterback. The legal procedure, so they're going to go 5 yards further back. And at this point, Stoughton may just elect to run a conservative play here and run out the clock with a massive lead here in the first half.
Yeah, not sure of the timeout situation for Milford here, but it's pretty difficult to let up 28 points in less than 30 seconds. So look for Stoughton to just sit on the ball here and take it into halftime.
Stoughton in no hurry. 3rd and 19. They run the right side. That's Sullivan. Gets a few yards, but that'll run out the first half. Steve Vecchione with Dan Snyder here at Stoughton High School. The halftime score is Stoughton 28, Milford nothing in this Division II South playoff game. Stay tuned. We'll be back for the second half. Welcome back to the second half of Stoughton Black Knights football. Division II South playoff action here at the Anthony L. Sarno football field, and quite a performance by the Stoughton Black Knights in the cold and wind here in Stoughton.
Oh yeah, Steve, it's definitely gotten colder since the break, but a very impressive performance that we saw in the first half from Stoughton, doing it on both sides of the ball. Offensively, Lee scoring for Stoughton, Sullivan punching in one for himself, and then eyes on Swain Price scoring on the defensive side of the ball. We saw the block punt by Nick Hardy, recovered by Swain Price in the end zone, and then Jason Joseph coming up huge with the fumble recovery to to punch it to 28-0, and this game got away from Milford very quickly.
So as I enumerated in the first half, you take the 28-0 last week and the 28-0 in 2 quarters this week. Stoughton has outscored Milford 56-0 in the last 6 quarters. And again, we looked at these 2 teams last week, similar scores against similar opponents, as you mentioned, in the first half. But Stoughton has completely dominated Milford, both with Blake Hill playing a half last week and without him for the second half last week and the first half and the whole game tonight. It hasn't mattered. Milford has not been able to do anything offensively. Stoughton has moved the ball and created turnovers, and it's been all Stoughton as they look to advance in the Division II South playoffs, and it appears that they're going to have a date at Duxbury next week.
Well, we'll wait and we'll see the results of that Duxbury-Pembroke game, but Steve, you're right. All ships are pointing towards Stoughton facing off against one of those 2 teams next week.
Duxbury, of course, the #1 team in the state. We are underway here in the second half. Stoughton will get the ball. The ball rolls all the way out of bounds on the kickoff by Sean Lehane, who has been very busy for Milford in this game. Lehane, a very good kicker and punter, but he had a punt blocked by Nick Hardy in the first half, which resulted in a Swain Price touchdown in the end zone, one of the 4 Stoughton players to score in the first half. So Stoughton has the ball, leading 28-0 to start the 3rd quarter.
Let's go, Nate!
2 receivers out to the left on 1st and 10. Evan Gibb, the quarterback. He pitches. This is Soquist. Alex Soquist, who has become a reliable 4th option for the running attack for Stoughton on the carry.
Yeah, see, we see the entire year. We got Sullivan, we got Swain Price, we got Lee in the backfield, and Alex Soquist just adding a 4th element. We saw him score late in the game against Fox Farrell a couple weeks ago, and just Greg Burt just putting the ball in his hands, trusting him, and he's getting the job done too, being able to fill in a good role.
Soquist, a 5'11 junior. He and Justin Lee will be back along with Evan Gibb in that backfield next year. Of course, Sullivan and Izon Swain Price will graduate, but Stoughton will have some good players coming back offensively next year.
Let's go, Knights!
Stoughton ball from the 24. Sullivan. Good running up near the first down. He's pushed back, but he may have the first down. It's close.
Yep, and we see the ball squared out there. He'll have forward progress as he was down. And you mentioned earlier, Steve, it's going to be good to have that core coming back here with Gibb, and with Gibb coming back under center, getting the experience he needs, and then having Soquist in the backfield as well. It's Justin Lee also. It's good to have players getting the reps now and getting accustomed to playing when they're going to be heavily relied upon come next season.
Just short of the first down on the 29.5. It's 3rd down and short. And you would think Stoughton is going to do a lot of running here in the cold conditions here in the second half with a 28-point lead. 3rd and short. They go up the middle. And Soquist with the first down.
Yeah, just as we mentioned his name earlier, Soquist doing a good job getting the first down. And you're right, Steve, they're going to keep the ball on the ground here. They're going to want to run this clock out, and in no sense in trying to turn the ball over by going through the air.
Less than 9 to go in the 3rd quarter. Stoughton comfortably ahead 28-0 here in this quarterfinal Division II South playoff game. Stoughton 5-2 coming in, Milford 4-3 coming in. Stoughton totally in control at home. Evan Gibb, the quarterback, 3 receivers out to the left on 1st and 10. They go straight up the middle, though, to Lee. He gets about 4.
Let's go, Alex!
correction, Soquist on the carry.
Yeah, Soquist seemed to get a couple more reps here, maybe with such a big lead. Burke putting in a little more of the backup players here, getting some more reps, giving his starters a rest.
I guess I didn't see the extra 3.
It's tough when you have 2 players with similar numbers.
Nonetheless, a 5-yard gain for Alex Soquist. It'll be 2nd down and 5 on the Stoughton 44. Again, comfortably ahead here, 28-0 in the 3rd quarter. Give over center. Misdirection to Sullivan. And he gets up to midfield for a 1st down.
A good misdirection there. Guards pulling to the left side, but Sullivan cutting back to the right side on the counter there. And some tough yards and another 1st down. And Greg Burke completely content with keeping the ball on the ground here, running down the clock, relying on his captains to get the job done.
Stoughton with a wide variety of offensive looks. They keep their opponents on its heels. 1st and 10. Gibbs gonna look to throw. Now he runs with it. Good gain of 5, down to the 45. Gibb had 54 yards running last week, and he can definitely run when he has to.
Yeah, and a good job escaping the pocket there, kind of collapsed on him as he looked downfield, rolling out to his left, and using that 2nd read just to keep the ball on the ground. Didn't have anything downfield, but good job getting some good yardage there.
Stoughton running a lot of clock on its 1st possession here in the 3rd quarter. I think we're all grateful for that.
Yeah, any time this clock starts to run down quicker and quicker, we can all appreciate it on these cold autumn evenings.
2nd down and 5 at the Milford 45. Stoughton with a big lead. This is Sullivan up the right side. 7 yards and a 1st down.
Sullivan tripped up early there, but able to keep his feet out from underneath of him and gets the 1st down.
Stoughton with a lot of looks. Jet sweeps, counters.
Can beat you a lot of different ways with a lot of different players.
Ball at the 38 of Milford, 1st and 10. Less than 6 to go in the 3rd quarter. Ball control drive for the Black Knights. They go up the middle. Down to the 32 of Soquist. 2nd down upcoming.
The one thing we haven't talked about in this game yet tonight, Steve, is yes, you can have the success with the running game, but the offensive line for Stoughton, we've seen all year, 5 seniors. Definitely have the chemistry together, and you can't have a good running game without the blocking up front and doing a good job keeping the holes open for Stoughton to run through.
Stoughton has averaged more than 40 points in their victories this season. 2nd down run here by Swain Price. Again, close to the 1st down.
And again, Swain Price doing a good job breaking it to the outside. Just when you think he's on his way down, keeps his feet going, keeps the body moving, and gets a couple extra yards at the end of it. And a good push by number 50, Iverson, there up the middle to get some good blocking.
So since the North Attleboro game, which Stoughton lost in the 3rd week of the campaign, they have dominated in every game they have played. And now they have the ball on the Milford 25, 1st and 10. Dominating the time of possession here in the quarter. Sullivan with a short gain. 2nd down upcoming. So Evan Gibb came into the North Attleboro game, led a comeback, and since then, 37-0 over Sharon, 42-22 over Canton, 42-3 over Foxborough, 28-0 against Milford last week, 28-0 tonight with 4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. 2nd down and 5 on the Milford 20. Cox is out to the left, Joseph to the right. In motion, Swain Price. Gibb rolls to his right, and he's going to be brought down. Short gain. Good tackle there for Connor Corbett of Milford.
Yeah, nothing going there for Gibb on the roll out to the outside, but doing a good job You talk about when you roll to the outside, and even if you're looking to pass, good job keeping the ball out, keeping the ball close to his body, avoiding a turnover.
He actually lost 2 on that play, so now it's 3rd down upcoming. And we'll see if Stoughton elects to throw the ball here, leading 28-0. They've kept the ball on the ground for the most part throughout this entire drive, which has lasted quite a long time. We have 3 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. 3rd and 8. Swain Price in motion, he gets the ball in the sweep. And is brought down short of the 1st down, and there are flags.
Yeah, pending the result of that penalty there. Swain Price doing a good job breaking it to the outside.
So they keep the ball on the ground, elect not to throw the ball on 3rd and 8. And this ball is coming backward for Stoughton.
Stoughton marching backward, so that penalty will be against them.
Milford took the penalty. The ball is at the Milford 32. Stoughton taking a lot of time, letting the clock run. This game appears to be well in hand at this point. Milford has not shown any ability to move the ball offensively against Stoughton, and Stoughton has dominated time of possession here in the 3rd quarter. 3rd and 12 at the Milford 28. Sullivan in motion. They fake it to him. Now they look deep, and it is caught by Gonzalez. Close to the goal line. 1st and goal for Stoughton.
Just another name you can add to the list of playmakers for this Stoughton offense. You got Sullivan, you got Justin Lee, you got Soquist in the back of you, you got Swain Price doing it on both sides of the ball. Let's throw Gonzalez in the mix there. You know he can break it to the outside, and we've seen Gibb throw the ball very well this season, and just another dime right there from Evan Gibb, putting it where only his receiver can get it.
27 yards down to the 1-yard line. 1st and goal at the 1. Stoughton knocking on the door for a 5-score lead. Gibb goes up the middle and is in for the touchdown. Evan Gibb, the 5th Stoughton player to score tonight. And it's 34 Stoughton, Milford 0.
Stoughton just doing everything right in this ball game, even where it shows that Milford has a chance to get the ball back with the penalty. Gonzalez going deep up the right side, making a great play on the ball. Defender on his back the entire time, but going up and getting that ball short of the goal line, and then Evan Gibb punching it in for the score.
That's his 2nd touchdown run of the season. Josh Kochi for the extra point. 1:17 to go here in the 3rd quarter. No good. Not a big deal. With Stoughton up 34-0.
No, as of right now, I don't think 1 point's going to make too much of a difference in this game, up 34-0. And we saw Stoughton control the ball there for just over 9 minutes upon receiving it in the 2nd half. And Milford looks like they're not going to be able to do anything to get back in this ball game right now.
So Ruben Gonzalez joins the Stoughton party. The wide receiver, number 5, a 5'8" junior. He's seen a lot of action in recent weeks, but they haven't gone to him that much. But another Stoughton player contributing on the offense.
Yeah, and just another example of misdirection there. We saw Sullivan in motion to the left, and you're thinking a jet sweep to the left side on 3rd and long just to keep the clock rolling. And then the play goes, as Sullivan comes to the left, defensive eyes are on him. Play goes to the right. Evan goes deep down the right side, and Gonzalez is there to take it down.
For the season, Gibb has completed about half his passes, so he's been fairly efficient throwing the ball, but he has demonstrated big play capability and a good arm. So now the kickoff with Stoughton up 34-0. They held on to the ball a long time in that quarter with that possession.
Yeah, dominating the time of possession here. That's the 3rd time we've seen the ball fall off the tee. Normally you'd have another player hold that down, but
Milford will field the ball down 34. It's picked up and a great gain by William Pointer. And William Pointer almost broke that for Milford.
Yeah, Pointer breaking that. We saw Gonzalez make the initial hit, but Pointer able to shed the would-be tackler, but then Evan Gibb coming up huge with the touchdown saving tackle there. He's another player who does it on both sides of the ball very well.
That looked like it had possibilities for a touchdown, but Pointer was just upended at his own 44, so Milford with good field position
Okay, defense!
in a very difficult position. They have not scored here on this field in 2 weeks. 1st and 10. The pitch. Short gain.
Go, there you go!
2nd down and long upcoming. Jason Joseph and one of the Milford players, I think Asong Amenmense, jawing a bit there. Milford has to be a little frustrated at this point.
Yeah, tempers have got to have got to be flaring pretty high for Milford here, as you mentioned. Haven't scored in two weeks now, and just getting a little frustrated, just trying to get offense going.
And again, it bears repeating, Milford without its star running back, Blake Hill. 2nd down and 9.
Way to go, way to go!
Milford loses yardage on that carry by Feaster.
And that was number 15, Luis Montero, on the initial hit there. Doing a good job to penetrate the backfield. Makes a good play.
So the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Stoughton 34, Milford nothing. That long touchdown scoring drive for Stoughton really kept the game moving here in the 2nd half in the cold and wind. And that is the end of the 3rd quarter. Stoughton leading 34-0 over Milford. And assuming Duxbury defeats Pembroke tonight, which we were told is happening, it's going to be Stoughton at Duxbury next weekend in the semifinals of the Division II South playoffs.
Yeah, and that'll be an exciting matchup for Stoughton, assuming the results of this ball game go well. Duxbury with a high-powered offense, but Stoughton's defense clicking on all cylinders right now. I mean, able to take advantage of Milford without their best weapon, limiting to almost nothing on offense right now. I mean, they've run maybe two or three plays on their side of the 50. So you know Stoughton's defense is going to bring it. So that'll be an exciting matchup and an exciting test next week against Duxbury.
We're about to resume 4th quarter action here at Stoughton. 34-0 Black Knights. 3rd and 9 for Milford. They pitch it to Capoletti, who throws the ball. It's picked off by eyes on Swain Price. Stays on his feet. Crosses midfield. What a player. Eyes on Swain Price.
Just another outstanding play by big number 14 there, Swain Price, making another case for Hockomock Player of the Week and Hockomock Player of the Year, quite frankly, just with another interception there for the Stoughton defense.
So Milford opened up the playbook a little bit there. That was Capoletti with the throw, the wide receiver. And every time they've tried to open up the playbook, it hasn't worked. Really nothing has worked for the Scarlet Hawks here at Stoughton. 34-0 Black Knights.
At this point in the ballgame, Milford is trying to do anything they can just to get some offense, but when you're as one-sided as they are, and when Stoughton can anticipate what type of plays you're going to be calling, very easy to put your defense in the right position to make a play, as Swain Price did there with the interception.
1st and 10 for Stoughton on the Milford 45. Soquist behind Gibb. In motion is Hardy. And Hardy takes it up the left side, short game.
Just another player who can get the job done for Stoughton. We saw Hardy with 2 touchdowns against Foxborough that were negated by penalties. But he can do the job in the backfield as well, and Greg Burke giving everybody the opportunity to get some reps in this ball game. Up 34-0, you can afford to have some different personnel in there.
2nd down and 10 on the Milford 45. The clock is running. The game temperature was about 43 degrees with a 15-mile-an-hour wind. And I don't think it's gotten much better.
No, I think it's safe to say that it's only gotten colder since then.
2nd and 10 at the 45. Sullivan in motion. They go up to Soquist up the middle, and he gets about 3. Third down upcoming.
And again, Stoughton in no hurry in this ball game, just keeping the clock running. I'm sure they're about as cold as everybody else is, even though they've been fired up all game. So I think they're just excited to move on to next week. Looking forward to Duxbury or whoever they may face.
It'll be 3rd and 5 at the 40. So Quist behind Gibb. Gonzalez out to the right. This is Sullivan. Fumbles the ball. Stoughton recovers. It'll set up 4th down.
Even when they put the ball on the ground, just everything going their way. The bounces are falling their way. So Sullivan doing a good job, able to keep the ball in possession of Stoughton, and they'll look to kick it away here.
I'm not sure I've called Sullivan fumbles the ball all year.
No, we haven't seen too many turnovers from Stoughton, from Stoughton's offense this season. Gibb with a couple interceptions, but one thing Greg Burke does very well is make sure his team hangs on to the ball, and ball security is a main issue.
So Feeney back to punt for Stoughton. I believe that's the first time I've called his name tonight. Low kick. Cox down there, and they're going to pin Milford deep in Milford territory.
Feeney doing a good job with the low kick, playing the bounce, keeping it out of the wind. You know, the wind can do some funny things with the football, and Cox doing a good job to make sure the ball stays out of the end zone. And Milford will be pinned deep in their own territory, something they have been unable to come back from this entire ball game if they found themselves deep in their own territory multiple occasions.
Well, you know you have issues when it's 34-0 against you and you have the ball to start on your own 2-yard line. And this is a good Milford team. Let's not make any mistake about that. They came in last week very similar in terms of how they played against common opponents, similar to Stoughton. But really, Stoughton has just dominated the last 2 games.
Let's go, D!
And now it's 1st and 10 on the 2. Good gain up the middle, but a fumble picked up by Cox. But he was ruled down. He was ruled down.
Yeah, ref on the far side of the field ruling that ball down. And you're right, Steve. You look at Milford, and every team is in the playoffs for a reason. They've earned their way into the playoff seeding the entire season, and that's not to take anything away from Milford. Stoughton's just getting really hot at the right time, playing very well on both sides of the ball, especially on defense.
Had he not been ruled down, that would have been Marcellus Cox's 2nd touchdown return of the year on a fumble. He had one against Franklin, but it was ruled down, 2nd and short.
There you go, there you go!
Milford, 34 points behind with 6:40 to go in the 3rd quarter. They did not get the first down on that. It's 3rd and short.
Yeah, not many plays you can call deep in your own territory when you're unable to throw the ball very well. Milford just looking to stop the bleeding here, and again, Stoughton can't score if they don't have the ball, but we saw earlier on a punt block that they can, so not many things you can do on Milford's side of the ball right now.
3rd and 1 at the 11. They run the sneak. Good running by Curran, 1st down.
Yeah, good hard running there by Curran, able to get the 1st down.
So Matt Curran, the lefty quarterback, he has 2 touchdown passes this season, but he has struggled on this field against Stoughton with and without star running back Blake Hill. It's just been a difficult time for the Milford Scarlet Hawk offense. And they have put up good numbers against some other teams this year, but not in the last 2 games. 1st and 10 on the 17 as the clock winds down here in Stoughton. Soon to be another playoff opener victory for Greg Burke and the Stoughton Black Knights. Since the format was realigned 4 years ago, Stoughton will now be 4-0 in playoff openers. And again, they won last year against Walpole 21-20.
Defense! Let's go, boys! Get the ball!
2nd and 10. And Milford running some basic plays, getting 2 or 3 yards at a time, but really, they're just winding down the clock at this point.
Yeah, it's about inevitable at this point with less than 5 minutes to go in this ball game. Milford lining up in that jumbo package a lot, loading up everybody behind the line of scrimmage, keeping all their running backs and their fullbacks inside the tackles, and Stoughton able to load the box with 10 and with even all 11 of their players on defense. So Milford just content with running down the clock here as well. They're not looking to, almost not looking to put any points on the board. I would.
36 on the 32. O'Toole runs the right side. Good gain for a first down for Milford. 3:45 to go. So as I mentioned, last year Stoughton beat Walpole 21-20. They were down 14-0, but Stoughton rallied. Ryan Sullivan, a junior last year, had a 47-yard touchdown pass which tied the game at 14, and Stoughton went on to win the game. The next week they played Milton at Milton, overflow crowd at Milton, and they led 13-12 in the third quarter. Milton took the lead. Stoughton looked to regain the lead but committed a big turnover, and Milton scored 20 straight points. This is Capoletti, again a minimal game. Milton went on to win 38-21. Sullivan had a score in that game as well, but Greg Burke hoping that his team can get past the semifinals, but a major problem next week at Duxbury, a tough team. But Stoughton's offense has demonstrated they can score at will at times. So against Duxbury's high-powered offense, it'll be interesting to see how Stoughton does. Right now, Duxbury considered the #1 team in the state by the Boston Herald EMAS poll. Stoughton, number 24. Could go up this week after another dominating performance with 2:10 to go, leading Milford 34-0. And again, one more game left at the Anthony L. Sarno Field after tonight. Thanksgiving against Canton.
Yeah, assuming the results of next week's game will be at Duxbury, and then the last home game against Canton to send these players off on the right note. And to send this team and to send this field off on the right note, that has hosted many great Stoughton teams over the decades.
William Pointer with a nice gain for Milford, getting a first down. So Milford able to string together some first downs here on the final possession of the game, most likely with 1:20 to go. And again, they seem content to just run the clock out here on a cold night. Capoletti loses the yardage there. We have less than a minute to go. Another huge victory for the Black Knights. They have been dominating in recent weeks.
Yeah, they've shown when they win big. They can score in bunches, and they'll keep teams to under 10 points per game. They've been showing it time and time again. This defense is playing their best at the right time, and we'll see next week against Duxbury how that defense can stack up.
2nd and 12. This is Pointer running hard. That may be the last play of the game.
Yeah, Milford might just be content to let the clock run out here. They're not hustling back to the line of scrimmage, so this could be the last that could have been the last play of the game.
So Stoughton with 28 points in the first half. They came out with a long drive in the third quarter, scored again, and and they win tonight 34-0. Dan, it's been a pleasure.
Steve, it's been absolutely a pleasure this season so far. We'll see what next week brings us. Another strong performance by Stoughton, just proving that they belong as a home team and they belong as a contender in this playoff format.
So once again, the final score: Stoughton 34, Milford 0. For Dan Snyder, I'm Steve Vecchione. Have a pleasant evening.